Help support MrKingLiam by checking out patreon.com. What's up everyone, this is MrKingLiam here, and today you join me for another one of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profiles. And today it's a deck profile which I'm very happy to bring out for you. It is it is an update to my Crystal Beast deck profile. Now, a few days ago I did a deck profile of the new Relinquish support for the from Ancient Millennium. So now I'm going to be bringing you the Crystal Beast deck profile, and I have to say this is a much more competitive deck profile than what it used to be. But I will explain that in a little bit. So first off, let's just go through the deck and explain some of the choices. First off, we're running two Malefic Cyber and Dragon. I've always run two of these. They work really well with the field spell for the Crystal Beast, so it helps. So basically, just helps you get a 4,000 beta, 4,000 attack monster into the field. So it's pretty easy to bring out. Most of the time, you'll have the field spell, I believe, especially with some of the new support. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Next up, we're running one Thunder King Ryo. This is mainly used just in case there's like some stall plays needed. Because maybe in the off chance you don't have the card you need, Thunder King Ryo can just help slow down your opponent. So that's a good option. Next up, we're running 3 Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. It's pretty much a staple in every Crystal Beast deck. So when this is summoned, you can place one Crystal Beast monster from the hand, deck, or graveyard face up. So most of the time, you probably go for Ruby Carbuncle, and then you can play. You can do some shenanigans with that when you get a certain card later on. But yeah, this is definitely the main Crystal Beast you're going to be wanting in your deck. Next up, we're running 2 Amber Mammoth. Just another target for the Crystal Beast. Just to say, this isn't the Rainbow Dragon build. I find that a little bit slightly inconsistent. With the new support, maybe it has some more potential, but I find this version of the Crystal Beast a lot more consistent and a lot easier to play, if I'm honest. Next up, running 3 Topaz Tiger. So this light helps just as a single 2,000 attack. If this card attacks your opponent's monster, gains 400 attack, 200 damage step. If it's all Crystal Beasts, by the way, have this second effect. If this face of a card is destroyed while it's in a monster card zone, you can place it face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell. So basically, it makes it easier just to get the Crystal Beast using some of the spell cards later on when they're destroyed. Next, we're running Cobalt Eagle, just another target. Also, this one has the effect of once per turn you can target one face of a Crystal Beast card you control. Return the target to the top of your deck. If this card face up is destroyed while it's in a monster card zone, you can place it on your side of the field. And the main reason I run this is mainly as another wind level 4, so that can help go for one of the exceeds, Lightning Tadori, because I do quite like running that. Next up, we have 2 Summon the Monk. There's a lot of spells in this deck, so very easy to use. It can help with some Link or Exceeds Blades. And then we have Ruby Carbuncle. This is arguably the best Crystal Beast in the deck, I have to say. So when this is special summoned, you can special summon as many Crystal Beast cards as possible from your spell and trap card zone. If this face-up card will be destroyed, it goes to the spell and trap card zone to continue a spell instead of sending it into the graveyard. So this is where all the shenanigans come in for Crystal Beast. So like I said, Sapphire Pegasus plays off really well with Ruby Carbuncle. So you can use Sapphire Pegasus, get Carbuncle, then you can use Crystal Promise, which target one Crystal Beast card in your spell trap zone, special summon that target. When it's special summoned, you can special summon all the Crystal Beasts, so it's basically open season. And then you can go for your Link and Exceed plays. So yes, this is definitely the best Crystal Beast in my opinion. And this is where all the shenanigans come from. And also we're running one effect Veiler. This is mainly like as a tuner option and can help with like some problematic effects just to help slow down your opponent some more. So those are the monster cards. Now for the spells, we're running 2 Crystal Promise. I'm running 2 because sometimes I find 3 a little bit inconsistent. Even with the new support, I think running 2 is probably the best amount. And speaking of the new support, and boy what new support it is, we have Crystal Bonds. This card is crazy. In fact, at the time of recording this video, the price has actually shot right up for this card. I believe in pounds it was about, last time I checked, it was £25. Considering at the start of the week, considering that the start of last week, this card was sitting at like the £8 mark. So it's definitely shot up in value, but that's because I think now people are realising just how good this card is. So its effect is, add one Crystal Beast monster from your deck to your hand, and place one Crystal Beast monster with a different name from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell. You can only activate one Crystal Bonds per turn. So yes, this card is very good. So basically most of the time you're going to be going for Sapphire Pegasus to your hand, then adding Ruby Carbuncle to the field, and if you have Crystal Promise, well then you're pretty much set. So then you can bring out Pegasus, put another monster, sorry, that was my fleece against the chair. So, what was I? Oh yes, so yes, use Crystal Bonds, put that in the spell and trap zone, get Sapphire Pegasus to your hand, summon Pegasus, use its effect, get another Crystal Beast, then if you have Crystal Promise, you're pretty much set from there for your Lincoln Exceeds. So yes, this card is very good, and I think price-wise, it kind of makes sense now it's picking up in price. Next up we have Raycake. Now this card, I didn't actually run originally, I had Dark Hole, but now that I realise just how good Raycake is in this day and age, yeah, it's pretty much a staple and everything. Also, I'm very happy that it was just announced last week actually that Raycake is getting a reprint in the upcoming Legendary Collection Kaiba. So hopefully I can pull one of those, because like I said in my previous video, I don't have a physical Raycake, so that's probably the main card I'm going to be looking for. But yeah, hopefully, but I'll be getting a few Legendary Collections. So also they've changed the way the packs are, but I'll explain that when I do the opening. Next up we have 2 Crystal Blessing. This is a lot more of an easier card to use now than it has been in the past because of Crystal Bonds. So you can target up to 2 Crystal Beast monsters in your graveyard, places targets. Sorry, not targets. These are graveyard targets, so it doesn't really matter about Crystal Bonds. Sorry, I thought it was a different effect. Oh, I'm thinking of rare value, sorry. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, target 2 Crystal Beast monsters in your graveyard, place those in your place up. Getting all my words wrong today. Spell and trap card zones as continuous spells. Yeah, the next card is rare value. Now, this is why I meant to say that this card is better for rare value, because now that we've got Crystal Bonds, we can get more monsters in the spell and trap zones quicker. So its effect is, of course, if there is 2 or more face-up Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap zone, your opponent chooses 1 Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap card zone and sends it to the graveyard, then you draw 2 cards. So yeah, this card is definitely a lot better, a lot more useful now that we've got some new support. I'm still running it too though, because I find sometimes that this deck is actually pretty consistent the way it is. So I think I only need 2. And then we have arguably my favourite new card that came out recently, Rainbow Bridge. Now this probably isn't as hyped as Crystal Bonds, but I quite like it because so basically its effect is you add 1 crystal spell / trap from your deck to your hand, except Violet Crystal and Crystal Counter. So Crystal Counter, I'm not running in this deck, and I don't believe Violet Crystal is either. Yes, so that's correct. So basically you can add a Crystal Beast, you can add a Crystal spell card, and if I'm correct, this is not once per turn. So most of the time, basically, you get Rainbow Bridge, you go for Crystal Bonds, that's pretty much the combo. So Rainbow Bridge into Crystal Bonds, then Crystal Bonds to play off your combos. So that's why, in my opinion, it's definitely a good idea to run 3 of each. So 3 of the Searcher, so 3 of the Spell Searcher, and 3 of the Monster Searcher. So yes, because of just those 2 cards, this deck is a heck of a lot more consistent than what it was. And yes, definitely very happy to see that, because Crystal Beast is one of my favourite archetypes. I believe I mentioned that in my favourite deck archetypes a couple of years ago. Can't remember when I made that now. Anyway, let's continue. Let's just get through the rest now. So now we have 2 Crystal Abundance. Same again, this card's a lot more useful now that we've got Crystal Bonds. So send 4 Crystal Beast cards from your spell Trap Zone to the graveyard. Send all cards on the field to the graveyard and special summon as many Crystal Beasts as possible from your graveyard. So yeah, this is just basically a Soul Charge along with a Raycake Heavy Storm sort of thing, as long as you have the amount of Crystal Beasts. The only downside is if you need, like, the only downside of course, if you have if you want to use this, you can't have any face down cards, otherwise this card cannot be used. That's the only downside of that, so that's why I'm only running 2. Next up we have Crystal Beacon, so you can special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck. So yeah, again you'll go for Ruby Carbuncle, play off that effect. Then we have Twin Twisters, just to clear from problematic cards. Crystal Released, so equips just a little bit of an attack boost. And then we have 3 of Ancient Sea Rainbow Ruins. Like I said earlier, Malefic Cyber Dragon works around this deck because of this card. So I'm running 3 of these, so also gives the Crystal Beast much needed help. And finally the traps, 1 Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential and 1 Compulse. I did think about running a Solomon Strike and Solomon Warning, but I find this deck doesn't really need that many traps. So let's just quickly go for the extra deck. Obviously we're running 2 Cyber Dragons just to get our Malefics out. Then we're running 1 Allied Justice Catastor just in case in the off chance I have an effect raid on level 4. Then for the links, Gemini Pole, number 39 Utopia. Oh actually, sorry, it seems to be missing. I must have missed that. Okay, my apologies for this. So this is last minute adjustments. Number, pretty much staples and all that, so I'm going to take out Black Ship of Corn. There we go, sorry about that. I must not have noticed that. So anyway, yes, Double Rebellion, Exceed Dragon, the Primitive Run this and everything. I'm not sure why. Wait, I've got 2 of those now. No, never mind. So yeah, I'm not sure why that wasn't in there, but oh well, let's just put it in there now. Number 39 Utopia. Because a lot of the Crystal Beasts, like I build them up in the spell and trap zones. Utopia actually helps as a little bit of a store engine, if I'm honest, so if that can actually help. Photon Purple Operative, number 101, just to get rid of the problematic cards. Number 82, we do have a field spell, so it does work well with this deck, so you can attack your opponent directly. Lightning Tadori, because we do run a few wind targets. Mace Stroke, Go 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 Cowboy, and for our rank 3, we have Wind Up Zen Mains. And for our Link, we have Firewall Dragon. Now I might think about adding maybe another Link monster in the future, but I find this balance quite nice. Because most of the time, in fairness, you're not going to be going for too many Link monsters. So anyway, there was my deck profile for Crystal Beast for March of 2018, using the new support. Like I said, this deck profile is very fun now that they've added the new cards. It's just a shame the Crystal Bonds is so expensive, but in fairness, that isn't too much of a surprise considering how good it actually is. In fact, I think because Raycake's getting a reprint, that actually now might be the most expensive card in this deck. Yeah, I'm just thinking that. Yeah, it might be. Funny that. So anyway, I hope if you enjoyed this deck profile, then please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel to know when my newest deck profiles are coming out. Also, be free to leave some suggestions down in the comments, saying what you might change about this deck, like say if you add another rare value, or if you just take something out, or if you'd like completely rework the extra deck. I'm open to constructive feedback. And also, if you want to help support MrKingLiam, then please make sure to check out my Patreon page. Any donations will be very much helpful, so we can get some more product like Legendary Collections, booster boxes, or even make some physical deck profiles. Because, like I said, I don't actually have physical Raycakes, and Crystal Bonds is quite expensive. So yes, if you want to help support MrKingLiam and help the channel grow and improve the content, then check out my Patreon page. The link will be in the description and at the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and for now, this is SlyFyKing. Sorry, I keep doing that. That's the other channel, no? Alright, well, you can check out SlyFyKing if you want. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and for now, this is MrKingLiam, signing out.